Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. So Rasheed Wallace claims Michael Jordan wasn't a great defender. How can you question Michael Jordan's defensive greatness? That's crazy. The man is 9, 10 times all defense, yet you're going to say he wasn't a great defender? That sounds crazy. If you said that and he didn't have the resume to match, then okay, it would make sense. But this man is an all-time great defender. Somehow Rasheed Wallace thinks he wasn't a great defender. Now that's mind-blowing. That's crazy. MJ wasn't a great defender? So Rasheed Wallace believed that Michael Jordan's defense wasn't as formidable as everyone believed. And that's crazy once again. This man made an all-defensive team multiple times. I could see if he made it one time and then you're like, okay. But we're talking about over 5 times making an all-defensive team. Clearly Michael Jordan ain't a slouch. It can't be luck when somebody make the all-defensive team over 5 times. That ain't luck. That means you're a great defender. Somehow Rasheed Wallace, he ain't convinced. So this is what Rasheed Wallace had to say. Mike wasn't all that good of a defender. All that NBA yeah, we like Mike. We're going to put him out there. I'm talking about being out there. I seen this motherfucker get his ass bust where he couldn't stop a motherfucker against J.R. Ryder. Yeah, probably against Clyde Drexler. Don't forget the early Joe Dumars. And I'm not saying that his defense wasn't as high as most other cats at that time. I couldn't put him on like 10 or 11 consecutive first team all defense. So Rasheed Wallace saying Jordan's defense was subpar, it wasn't that great as we all believe. And that's crazy. He's basically saying MJ's defense was overhyped, way overhyped. Saying MJ got his ass bust by other players, like J.R. Ryder, Clyde Drexler, and others. That's what he's saying. And yes, even though MJ was great, of course you could still get your ass whooped here or there. It's basketball. Because you're a great player or the greatest don't mean you can't get your shit rocked. Of course you can. It's sports. But I'm not going to believe the notion of MJ wasn't a great defender. No, I'm not going to believe that. That sounds crazy. So Rasheed Wallace pointed out instances where Jordan was struggling defensively, saying he got his ass whooped by Joe Dumars, Clyde Drexler, J.R. Ryder, and so on. And like I said, nobody's immune to getting their ass whooped. It's basketball. I don't care how great Jordan is. You could get your butt whooped. Nobody's immune to that. But that don't mean he's not a great defender. Because somebody gave you a whooping, that mean you're not a great defender? The greatest defender could take a whooping here or there. It happens. It's sports. Nobody's immune to getting their ass whooped. So I don't know why he's making it seem like if Michael had a night where somebody gave him the business, that means that he's not a great defender or his defense is overhyped. I fail to believe that. I fail to believe that. Anybody could get it at any time. Even if you're a great player. Nobody's immune to getting cooked. Nobody. But the man's resume speaks for itself. I guess the league was just handing out defensive awards. They were just handing out all NBA defensive team awards. And I rock with Rasheed, but I can't rock with him on this. I'm not going to say MJ wasn't a great defender, because that sounds crazy. And once again, everybody has their own opinions, their own feeling toward players in sports. I get it. And it's all good. But I'm not going to question Michael Jordan's defensive prowess. No, I'm not. The man was a great defender. If he happened to get cooked once or twice, that's life. It happens. That don't mean his defense wasn't good because somebody cooked him. He's not immune to getting cooked. That don't even make sense. I don't care who it is. Any sports, any player. You could find footage of them getting cooked. It don't matter what sports. It don't matter what player. No one is perfect to the point. I mean, yes, we hold Michael Jordan to a high standard. I get it. But at the same time, he's not perfect. He's great, very great, but he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So if he gets cooked by another player, so what? I'm going to say that's why he's a bad defender or that's why he wasn't the greatest defender. So now we're going to say that Jordan's 9 all-first teams defense and his Defensive Player of the Year award is all a fluke. He didn't really earn that. The NBA just gave it to him. They were just handing out awards, basically. You want one? Okay, here, you get one. Come on, Rasheed, man. Once again, it's his opinion. I respect it, but that sounds crazy. And what's crazy about that is Jordan has a defensive rating of 102.7. That's very impressive. That tells you he was a great defender, in contrast to what Rasheed Wallace is saying. So even though he's saying he saw Jordan get cooked and, he wasn't as great as they say he is, the numbers don't lie. The man defensive ratings says how great he was, his impact on limiting opponents. I mean, when you look at the metrics, Jordan's defensive prowess is evident when you look at the metrics. Even though Rasheed Wallace is trying to say, he's okay, he's subpar, downplaying the man's greatness on defense, the numbers don't lie. The man won a Defensive Player of the Year award. That's not luck. It's not fluke. The NBA wasn't just handing out awards here, you get one. No, he actually did that. But Rasheed Wallace is going to tell you that he wasn't that great because he had issues stopping a certain players. Nobody's perfect, man. It's sports. Anybody could get cooked. The best player in the world could get cooked by a G leaguer. It don't mean nothing. That don't mean he's not great. Jordan averaged 2.3 steals and 0.8 blocks per game for his career. That's great. So like I said, man, whatever Rasheed Wallace is saying, it's not adding up, because when you look at the numbers and the metrics, it's saying something totally different. So I get it, he's speaking his mind, giving his opinion, but the numbers don't lie. And Rasheed Wallace is one to say numbers don't lie. Of all people, that's his phrase, numbers don't lie. And the numbers ain't lying. Everybody can make their own opinion, judgment on the situation. But it's crazy for anybody to say Jordan is not a great defender, or his defense is subpar, or he didn't deserve all those all-NBA first defensive teams. Trying to point out specific matchup to diminish somebody, come on, man. Anyone could get cooked at any time. Find a player in history that haven't been cooked at some point. That don't mean they're not great. So for him to try to find specific matchup to say this is why this man is not a great defender, or this is why this man is overrated, that's crazy. I could see if majority of matchups he was getting cooked. Okay. But trying to point out one or two instances where, somebody cooked him or his defense wasn't that great, that doesn't take away from the fact he's a great defender. The number says it. We have the numbers to back that up. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.